Snow melt is causing floodwaters to take over, but did you know there are health concerns to keep in mind?
Dr. Christopher Valentine, the medical director with Optum, is here in this sponsored interview to tell us what to look out for. Welcome, Dr. Valentine, back to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Things are crazy. I don't remember seeing something like this before. I just saw a friend posting Sugar House Park, and the waters are just flowing like crazy.
Oh, yeah. And I think a lot of us think about fast-moving water and a lot of the mechanical risks, down power lines and things like that. But there's a lot of other kind of slower moving, but potentially more insidious risks that are out there associated with floodwaters.
Okay, so when we're talking about, say, Sugar House, and there's water there, and like geese also fester there as well, what do you really have to watch out for? Like, don't touch the water.
Right. I mean, when you think about it, we think about the spring runoff, and we think about like the clear flowing streams high in the mountains. But by the time it gets down into our area, especially with all of this flooding, you have a lot of runoff of sewage, industrial waste, chemicals, who knows what, a lot of naturally occurring bacteria that are in the soil, but these can all present significant risks for infection.
I wouldn't have even thought about these. So reading through, it's like, oh no, if you have an open wound, you especially don't want to be getting in or near the water.
Yeah, absolutely. If you've got rashes or any kind of wounds, and also think about whether you've had your tetanus shot in the last 10 years. So if you haven't in the last 10 years, now would be a good time to get one just in case, because you've got a lot of really pathogenic, high-risk bacteria that are floating around there. I mean, thinking about it is really, in many cases, being like an open sewer.
Well, and adults may know the concerns, but really keep your kids away from that too, because they see water and they want to play in it, and they think it's just innocent, but it can also cause some issues.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, just talk to your kids about, this is not the same thing as going to the pool or going to the lake, that keeping them away and really taking all those precautions. And then if it is necessary because of circumstances to be near the water, make sure you're wearing rubber boots, rubber gloves, eye protection as well, because you want to ensure that you're not going to be exposed to any of that.
Well, we don't know what's in there. It says here that it can contain harmful human and animal waste, household chemicals, so many things that would be bad to ingest and could cause an illness, a gastrointestinal sickness.
Right, and so make sure you're washing your hands, just a lot of those routine precautions, because any inadvertent ingestion of some of these agents could cause severe gastrointestinal illness. So, both just looking at your exposure on the surface of your skin as well as anything that might make its way into your mouth.
And Dr. Valentine, if you are exposed, what do you have to watch out for? What are the symptoms?
Well, if you're starting to have diarrhea, illness, and vomiting and whatnot, seek medical attention if appropriate, if it's severe. Certainly if you're noticing that you have any areas of your skin that are showing signs of infection, swelling, warmth, discharge and whatnot, seek medical attention as well, because some of these more unusual bacteria require specialized treatment.
Another good point you make, if kids do want to go and play and splash around, be careful, because there could be some physical objects under the water, like lumber, vehicle parts, other debris could be obscured and cut or hurt somebody.
That's right. And then also just think about the fact that the water will displace a lot of animals. So think about the critters. Don't forget about the critters. You've got snakes, you've got rodents, and other animals that maybe you wouldn't normally come in contact with because of some of that displacement, so be aware.
Other advice you would tell parents and families, because I think we might be dealing with flooding for some time with the melting and the snow that we got over the winter.
Yeah, I think just in general, be aware and just aware of your surroundings. Things can change very quickly. Sometimes people will underestimate the depth of water and really not understand some of the risks with some of that standing water. So just make sure that you're aware of your surroundings. Things can change very quickly.
Really good information to keep in mind. Where do we go to learn more?
Well, you can always go to Optum.com. We're committed to really focusing on prevention in maintaining health, and so we want to be able to support the community with these messages.
A good message. Thank you, Dr. Valentine. That information on your screen. We'll put a link on our website. And thank you to Optum for this sponsored interview.